Hello everyone. Welcome to the second session on negotiable instruments. The objective of this session is to make you understand the concept of check, the different parties involved in check, and the features of check. To begin with, let us understand what a check is. A check is a negotiable instrument in writing containing an unconditional order drawn on a specified banker signed by the drawer, directing the banker to pay on demand a certain sum of money only to a certain person or to his order or to the bearer of the instrument. As I told yesterday, that negotiable instrument is a transferable document. We have studied about three negotiable instruments in brief yesterday. One of the negotiable instrument was check. So a check is a transferable document. It is a negotiable instrument. And a check should be always in writing. Oral checks are not considered as valid instruments. A check should always be in writing. And there should not be any conditional order in the check. So whenever the drawer, the maker of the check, he issues a check, there should not contain any order which is conditional. So when a check contains any conditional order, it becomes invalid check. Therefore, a check must contain an order and the order should be unconditional order. A check is drawn on a specified banker. Let's say Mr. X has an account with State Bank of India and he issues a check. So the check is drawn on State Bank of India. So a customer who has an account with this bank can draw a check on that bank itself. So a check is drawn on a specified banker where the customer is holding an account. A check has to be signed by the drawer. So all the checks whichever will be issued has to be signed by the customer. A check which is not signed by the drawer, the customer, the account holder of the bank, then such checks will not be valid. And if a check is presented without the customer signature, the drawer signature, the bank will not honor such checks for the reason that it is invalid. A check directs the banker to pay on demand a certain sum of money only. Now, when a check is issued to a third party, whenever a third party goes to the bank and he demands for payment, the banker is under the obligation to make the payment. The drawer is directing the bank, it is giving order to the bank to pay whenever the third party to whom the check is issued, he goes and present the check for payment. And the check is payable to a certain person whose name is mentioned on the check leaf or to his order or to the bearer of the instrument. So a check is, whenever it is presented, it can be payable to a person whose name is mentioned on the check or to the order or to the holder of the instrument. So the features we can look at from the meaning of check itself. It is a negotiable instrument. It should be in writing. It should not contain any conditional order and it is drawn on a specific banker. The check has to be signed by the account holder. A check directs the banker to pay certain sum of money whenever the third party goes and demand it, and it is payable to the person whose name is mentioned on the check leaf or to his order or the holder of the instrument. Let's move to the different parties involved in check. Basically, there are three parties involved in every check. They are drawer, drawee, and the payee. In simple terms, drawer is a person who signs the check. So a person who signs the check is known as a drawer. So he is a person who draws the check on a specific banker. For example, this check belongs to Siddhant Jain. He has an account with State Bank of India and he is issuing this check to one of his client. Now Siddhant Jain is the drawer because he signs this check. This check belongs to him and he has to sign on this check whenever he issues it. So Siddhant Jain is the drawer. He is the person who signs on the check. So drawer is the person who draws the check upon a specified banker. The person who signs the check is known as the drawer. The second party involved in a check is drawee. Drawee is the person upon whom the check is drawn. Drawee is the bank. Now, Siddhant Jain has issued this check to one of his creditor, let's say. And this check, when it is presented for payment by the creditor at the bank, it is presented to State Bank of India. So State Bank of India will make the payment to the person who presents the check to the bank. So State Bank of India becomes the drawee. So drawee is the banker who makes the payment upon whom the check is drawn by the drawer. So drawer is a person who signs the check. Drawee is the person who makes the payment. It is the bank who makes the payment. And the third party involved in a check payment is payee. Payee is the person who presents the check for payment. He is the person who receives money from the bank. He is the person in favor of whom the check is issued. Let's say Siddhant has issued this check to Mr. Narendra. Okay, Siddhant has issued this check to Narendra, one of his creditors. Siddhant Jain is the drawer because he is the person who is issuing this check, who signs on the check. State Bank of India is the drawee and Naresh is the payee for this transaction. So there are three parties: drawer, drawee and payee in every check payment. Now let's discuss the features of a check. As we have already seen in the meaning of check, the features of a check. Now let's discuss them briefly. Check is an instrument in writing. As I told earlier, that negotiable instrument must be in writing. So a check must also be in writing. Oral orders are not considered as checks. So checks can be written in pen, it can be typed, or even the checks can be printed. Any oral orders are given by the account holder cannot be considered as checks. A check must be always in writing. It can be handwritten, it can be typed, or it can be printed. It should not be an oral order. Another feature of check is that check contains an unconditional order. So whenever the drawer issues a check, he should not impose any order which is conditional. If a check contains any conditional order, such checks, when they are presented for payment to the banker will not honor those checks. The banker will dishonor the checks for the reason that the check contains conditional order. So therefore, when the drawer issues a check, he should not impose any conditional order to the bank. So a check should not contain a conditional order. It should contain an unconditional order. Only then the checks are honored by the bank. Another feature of check is that check is drawn on a specified banker. Now, in the example I told, Siddhant Jain is the customer. He has an account with State Bank of India. So, Siddhant possesses the check leaves of State Bank of India. So, he issues check. He draws check on State Bank of India. So, a check is always drawn on a specified banker. A check can be drawn on a bank where the drawer has an account. Either the account can be a savings account or a current account. A check is always drawn on a specific banker. Checkbook facility is made available only to the account holder who are supposed to maintain certain minimum balance in the account. So as we discussed, check should be in writing. It should contain an unconditional order and it is drawn on a specified banker. Check must be signed by the customer. Very important thing to note that the drawer of the check has to sign on the check. So the drawer is the account holder. He has to put his signature on the check. Until and unless the check is signed by him, the check will not be honored by the bank when it is presented for payment. A check must be signed by the account holder. Checks which are not signed by the account holder, or if it is signed by other persons, such checks will not be honored by the banker. So the checks must always be signed by the account holder who is the customer of the bank. Check is payable on demand. A check when presented for payment must be paid on demand. So whenever the third party to whom the check is issued, when he presents the check for payment, the banker is under the obligation to make the payment provided sufficient funds are available in the customer's account and the check is valid. Check must have an order to pay certain sum of money. It is obvious that when a check is presented to a bank for payment, the banker will make the payment in terms of money, in terms of currency. And the amount that is payable to the person who presents the check must be certain. The amount should be written both in words as well as figures. There should not be any ambiguity in the amount that is written in the check. Check is payable to a certain person or to the bearer. So when a check, when it is issued to a specified person, to a certain person, he can present the check to the banker and gets the payment, or the holder of the check, the bearer of the check, can also go and encash the check if it is a bearer check. The name of the payee must be written on the check or it can be made payable to the bearer. So the person to whom the check is issued, that is the payee, his name should be written on the check or it can be made payable to the holder of the check who is the bearer. Checks must be duly dated. So when a check is issued, it is the duty of the account holder to write the date on the check leaf, and the date should clearly indicate the date, month and year on the check leaf. Validity. A check is valid for 3 months from the date it bears. Thereafter, it is termed as a stale check. Earlier, 6 months was the validity of the check. Now the validity is reduced to 3 months from the date which is mentioned on the check. As soon as those 3 months are over, the check becomes a stale check. So such checks will not be honored by the bank. So the checks will be honored by the bank only within 3 months from the date it bears. It does not require acceptance and stamp. A check does not require acceptance on part of the drawee. Similarly, no revenue stamp is required to be affixed on checks. As we know that We will not affix any sort of revenue stamp on the check, unlike the promissory note or the bill of exchange. And check also doesn't require any sort of acceptance on the drawing. So there is no acceptance required and there is no stamp that has to be affixed on the check. So these are some of the features of check. Let us recap. Check is an instrument in writing. It should not be oral. It can be handwritten, typed or printed. Checks should contain unconditional order. If it contains conditional order, such checks will not be honored by the bank. Checks are drawn on a specified banker where the customer is having an account. Check must be signed by the customer, otherwise the bank will not honor the check. Check is payable on demand whenever it is presented for payment. Checks must have an order to pay certain sum of money and the amount that has to be paid must be certain. There should not be any ambiguity in the amount. Check is payable to a certain person, that is the payee, or to the holder of the check. Checks must be properly dated. The date should be clearly written on the face of the check where the space is provided, and the validity of the check is 3 months from the date which is mentioned on the check. If the check is presented after 3 months from the date it bears, it becomes a stale check and stale checks are not honored by the bank. Checks does not require any sort of acceptance and no revenue stamps need to be affixed on the check. So these are some of the features of check. So we have learnt about the concept of check, the different parties involved in check payment, and the features of check. That's all for today. We shall continue the concept of check further in next class. Thank you.